guys, how are ya? It's a pre-game show. We're on a Monday. There are 8 games on. I think it's 8 games, isn't it? Yeah, it is 8 games today. So we're going to talk about what's happening there. We're going to talk about starting lineups. We're going to talk about injuries. We're going to answer your questions. There's a bunch going on today. A bunch of stuff unresolved as well. Especially in the Memphis-Miami game where there's like 10 blokes currently still on the injury report. We only have 1 starting lineup confirmed. How is everybody? Good to see you guys all here. Good to have you here. Hopefully get a few more people in here. It's been good. All right. Tell me there's an error here. Hopefully you guys are seeing this. Hopefully this error is just a lie. And we are all good and we are live and we are talking and you guys are here. Yeah, you can see me. We're good. Let's chuck on a dribble game. Let's get that out of the way. Let's see if we can smash that through. See what we get on dribble today. Al Horford and Brad Beal. So, Will Barton, no. Monte Morris, no. Kristaps Porzingis, he never played with Horford, no. Daniel Gafford, he never played with Horford. Kuzma never played with Horford. Kispert, no. Who are the... Ish Smith? Ish Smith's always... Did he play... Let's try Ish Smith. No, Al Horford has never played with Ish Smith. A surprise, to be sure. Hull Neto, he never played with Horford, did he? So who plays in Boston or played in Boston that was a former Wizards legend? Dan Gafford, no. Mo Wagner, no. This is tough. Chat, who we got here? Horford to Beal. There's going to be someone really obvious. Who is on the Wizards? Johnny Davis, obviously not. Avdia, Hachimura, Anthony Gill, Isaiah Todd. It can't be a current Wizards player. John Wall. He never played with Horford. Boston, Peyton Pritchard, Luke Cornett. Rob Williams, Grant Williams, Derek White. Never played with Al Horford. Malcolm Brogdon never played with Al Horford. Who am I missing? Chat, who is it? Will Barton? When did Will Barton play with Al Horford? I don't think he did. I'm going to guess it. I don't think he did. Someone suggested it. No, he didn't. Isaiah Thomas. Ooh, that is a good one. That's it, I think. Bang. Thank you to whoever said that one. That's a cracker. That was a tough one. I forgot Isaiah Thomas in Washington. Let's look at the lineups. We do have another one that's just been confirmed. The Magic are starting Fultz, Wagner, Banchero, Bowl, and Wagner. The Hornets are going with Rozier, Oubre, McDaniels, Washington, Plumlee. There you go. The Clippers confirmed Jackson, George, Leonard, Morris, and Zubats. The Bucks are going to have Middleton, Giannis, and Holiday back, but Brook Lopez is out. Blake Griffin is going to start in place of Al Horford in that troublesome back-to-back spasm. Brogdon is out as well, but Smart will return. Wiggins looks like he is out for the Warriors. What other statuses are we actually waiting on in terms of injuries? So we're waiting on James Harden, who's questionable. I believe he will play. Oh, there you go. No, Harden's actually in. That just got updated now. Jimmy Butler is still questionable. Tyler Hero's probable. Gabe Vincent's questionable. And then you got the Grizzlies. Both Morant and Conchar are doubtful. And if they are out, then it will be David Roddy Piper who starts. Ugh, okay, at shooting guard. Oh no, Dylan Brooks will play the 2. So Roddy will play the 3. Christian Wood is still questionable. Timothy John McConnell is still questionable. And Jordan Poole is still questionable. Harden's going to play, but on a minutes limit. That's what we're getting through here now. No idea what that's going to be. I don't believe they've said who will move to the bench, whether it will be Milton or Melton. We will find out about that soon, and hopefully soon. This is a weird question. Would I use Just for Men if they were sponsors? Probably not. I don't need to dye my hair. There's a little bit of grey, but why would I care? No. If they were sponsors, I'd say good for them. I don't see why I would bother using it though. Westbrook. Did Westbrook play with Horford in OKC, or was Westbrook gone by then? Anyway, that was back to that dribble game. Anyway, that's finished. Okay. Yes, the amount of people asking me whether Michael Porter Jr. is an ad off waivers is staggering me that he is being dropped. Yes, Michael Porter Jr., as I said in the show earlier today, is an ad everywhere. Why the hell is he being dropped? I know it's frustrating. Do not drop him, please. How big of a risk would it be to acquire LaMelo? Owners seem to be getting impatient. We're seeing a guy around 30th be a reach. Now, 30th is not a reach. Do it. Like, people are panicking. You can probably actually get in for less, to be honest. Do you think it's possible we'll not hear any Cade update until January? Where are we now? 6th of December? No, I don't think it'll be January, but I don't think we get another one this week. It's really frustrating. These reports are so contradictory. Hey, yeah, surgery, but he's out here skipping rope. Like, why? Well, what is actually going on? It's really frustrating. You might still... You might drop him, but like, it's so hard of a decision when you just don't hear anything at all. Would you drop Jalen Smith for PJ Washington? I would do that, yes. Back to news. Anything else? George Niang is out today. Jaden Springer's available. Cool, that makes no difference to anything. But Harden is on... He will not reveal his restriction. Oh, that tricky doctor. That Michael Malone using his HIPAA privileges. Not Michael Malone, Dr. Rivers, the actual doctor. The real doctor. Why do the Celtics keep starting Blake Griffin at center? Like, what purpose does it give anybody? Okay. Let's see. Still waiting on the Bucks starting lineup from those early games, which I don't think we're going to get. Oh, we will get it soon. What am I talking about? It won't be that long. Is Malik Monk must roster? It's really hard to suggest that he isn't really. Like, there's going to be ups and downs, but yeah, I'd prefer him over, say Grayson Allen, Javon Carter, those sort of. Yeah, yes. Yes, the answer is yes. Do I think Wendell Carter Jr. will play next week? I'll say he'll play some of next week, but I don't think he'll play all of next week. If you wanted to get Halliburton and offer Paul George plus someone, what round pick would be good for that? We don't worry about where they were drafted. Worry about where they're producing or projected to produce from now on. The draft is 8 weeks away, or ago. Don't worry about that. Paul George plus, I would say like a 4th or 5th round sort of a guy. Probably a 5th round guy. Is Jaren Jackson a sell high? Will he maintain top 20 value this season? I think that Jaren Jackson can actually get a little bit better than what he's doing. I would be less inclined to sell high. What are my projections for Van Vliet and Levine? You can, well, A, how do I answer that? But B, you can also see all of my projections at basketballmonster.com. Is Gabe Vincent playing? Gabe Vincent is currently questionable. Still questionable. AJ Griffin or Jalen Johnson? I will lean Griffin, but it is really, really close. Can Ben Simmons come back this week? Yeah, like he literally might come back tomorrow. I don't know that, but he might. He hasn't been ruled out for tomorrow. Hardaway or Monk? The advantage that Monk has over Hardaway is assists. Hardaway doesn't really get them. Malik does a lot. Monk has also been solid for way more of the season. The advantage Hardaway has is minutes. I probably do lean towards Monk, but, Hardaway is going to be more inconsistent, I think. I probably lean towards Monk, though. Hardaway or Anderson in a 12-team points league? I'm sorry, I've just completely blanked. Who is Anderson? Have I lost my mind? Who is Anderson? Kyle Anderson. There we go. It's probably Tim Hardaway in that group. Far out, because Kyle Anderson is not a good points league player in general. What's the word with LaMelo? There is no update. We just know that he's out today. Is Torrey Craig a 14-team 9-cat hold? It really would depend who else is available there, isn't it? Like, who's coming in off your waiver wire that would replace him? I think he probably is a hold. What are my thoughts on Maximum Derek's rest of season value? I think it'll be less than what it is currently. I think that when Rob Williams returns, it squeezes him even further. He's had some little bonuses where players have sat out. He gets a little boost at times when Brogdon's out and Marcus Smart's out. And I don't really think he continues doing what he does. AJ Griffin, Buddy Hield, or Nembhard for stream today. Why the hell is Buddy Hield available? Buddy Hield is the guy you want. And by the way, the Bucks are starting Jordan Nwora today. Instead, with Grayson Allen is out. Jordan Nwora is starting for the Bucks. So that is a surprise to be sure. So Nwora and Portis starting for the Bucks today. Didn't expect that, did we? Is Gary Trent a hold in a 14-team league? Yes. Any update on Chris Paul? Nothing, Jay. We haven't heard anything. Is Poku must roster? I think he's close to it. Like, obviously, it's frustrating with the ups and downs in his performance, but who else is going to be on the waiver that gives you more value? Like, longer term, I don't really see anyone who's going to be there that might be a better longer term guy. But if you're looking at just streaming value, then there might be more value in streaming than Poku. I still would probably put a little bit more faith on Poku. Do you recommend leaving Kawhi in IR for a few games? I do, actually, because I think he's going to be pretty heavily restricted still. So if you can get away with it, I think it's probably worth it. Do I think Drew's value is boosted today with the out players? Not really. I don't think the absence of Lopez or the absence of Grayson Allen impacts Drew Holiday all that much. You're still holding Isaiah Jackson if you're at the top of your league? Yeah, like if you're winning while you've got him sitting on your bench, then just keep going. Because the upside of him, if a Turner trade happens, and it might not, is sky high. If you are struggling, then you move on from him. Can Grimes actually get something in the box score other than minutes? Probably not. This is what Quentin Grimes is. And when you're sharing the court with Barrett and Randall and Brunson, and then you've got guys like Quickly and Rose, and even Toppin coming off the bench, I just don't really see how he's going to. This is why he wasn't a priority 12-team league. He's maybe a back-end 14. He's more of a 16-team league guy. As this guy asks more about Grimes' 40 minutes. I don't really care about the 40 minutes. He just does nothing. He's not projected to do anything. He can be a steal streamer, but that's really about it, I think. Who suffers more with Harden coming back, Milton or Melton? That's the big question. We literally don't know. I think it's going to be Milton, but we don't know. It's the big question at the moment, isn't it? My guess is Milton. Is Nembhard a season-long hold? I would guess probably not, because Duarte still has to return. But for now, yeah, you have him, you roll with him, and you see where it goes. And we can make season-long determinations later on. So there is, 2 weeks ago, we said there's no chance that Nembhard's going to have season-long value. I don't see why he would. But now he's playing really well. He's got a nice, solid role. So there is a chance that he can be a season-long guy. I don't know we should expect that, though. Is Russell Westbrook a 12-team, 9-category league hold? Well, the challenges around Westbrook remain the same as they always have. Can you deal with the bad percentages? Can you deal with the turnovers, the low minutes? If that is working for your team, then hold on to him. I don't expect things are going to get significantly better for Westbrook. But if it's working for you now, then it should come through. Why do I call some coaches doctors? Well, Doc Rivers' name is Doc. So there you go. Why do I call Michael Malone the doctor? Because years and years ago, Nikola Jokic was injured. He was cleared to play. He was active and available, and Malone didn't play him. And then asked later, he said, yeah, he was cleared to play, but I looked in his eyes and I could tell that he wasn't quite healed. All right, my guy, you don't have a medical degree. The doctor's told you he's ready. What bullshit are you talking? So that's why he's the doctor. Obi, what are you crying about? Obi, are you okay? My guy's crying out here. Should I bring him in? Obi, do you want to come in here? I'll go get him. Obi, what's going on? Ben. Do you want to come in here? Obi's crying out here. Go through. I'm back. Obi, stop crying. Do you want to come up, Obi, and be on the screen? Nembhard or AJ Griffin stream today in a points league? I'd probably take... that's a good question. It's probably Nembhard today. Would I rather drop Nance, Keegan, or Fultz? Probably Keegan. Do I think Karl-Anthony Towns has more value than Ben Simmons? Yes. I do. Who finishes higher rest of season, Gobert or Draymond? I will go with Gobert there. My screen just moves too fast. I'll go with Gobert. Does Obi have his own Instagram? He does, actually. He doesn't post on it very much, but he does have his own Instagram. I actually don't remember what the name of it is. Let me have a look. Obi, what's wrong? I don't know if I can even see it on here. Let me just open up the phone. What is his Instagram? My God, this guy's crying so much. Obi-Wan Kenobi the doggy. There you go. That's his Instagram. I'm just trying to... Now my bloody Instagram's all frozen up because this... There we go. We're good. We're back now. All right. Is Trey Murphy a must-hold? Rest of season? No idea. If he's going to... I think... stating if he's going to be must hold, I just don't know. Is he worth grabbing now and seeing where it goes? Yeah, absolutely he is, and then we'll see what happens. No, Martin, I haven't seen that. I don't know what that is. All right, people are going to be critical of me all the time. That's fine. I don't really care. Will Zion fall off once Ingram comes back? I wouldn't expect so. Zion is the number one guy there. Maybe there'll be a slight decrease, but I don't think so. What else is going on news-wise here? Bobby Portis is starting. We knew that one. Is Trey at 18K a good sniff on draft stars? Yeah, I think so, Trent. I think he's got pretty good value there. Hopefully he puts up a big one, huh? AJ Griffin's not a huge rebound assist guy. He's value in points and steals. Yeah, and threes and efficiency is pretty good with too. Activating Paul George from IR. Do you drop Bagley or Robinson? I have more faith in Robinson than Bagley long term. But, people know that I'm down on Bagley as actually a real life player, and his category league fantasy impact tends to be really concentrated in points and rebounds. Whereas Robinson's is concentrated in field goals, blocks, and rebounds. So I guess that really depends on how your team looks. Do I think Jeremy Grant's points will drop? Almost definitely, yes. Ayo Dosunmu or Jose Alvarado for 14 team. I'll take Alvarado, I think, there. I don't really believe in Dosunmu as a great fantasy player. I think Alvarado's got all the benefits of being able to do that. Like, he's got that high steals. He has those occasional blow-up games. Do I see Gobert's numbers getting a big boost with Cat out? No, I don't. I don't really see it changing much at all, to be honest. Maybe he gets a shot or two. Will Gordon Hayward come back by the middle of January? That's sort of when I'm expecting him back, Brian. So I hope, but that's the expectation. There's a sort of interesting question here. Where is it? Did it come through? Why doesn't it come through onto my screen here? I can't find it. Oh well, I'll find it later on. Do I think Covington has value for the next 3 days? Probably not. Not with George and Kawhi back. He literally might not even play. Am I going to do a trade period show? Also, when are the correct dates? Chouch, there is no trade period in the NBA. You can trade any day you want up until the trade deadline, which is in February. So there's no trade period, so to speak. I assume, are you Australian? Let's have a look. NBA trade deadline is Thursday, February 9th. I'll do a trade deadline show on that date. But yeah, that's it. There's no trade period, so to speak. Do I think Dorian Finney-Smith's a good pickup for the back-to-back despite the recent performance? Look, yes, because it is the back-to-back. He's very up and down, and on a one-game basis, he's pretty rough, but there's not many players. There's Miami and Dallas that play the back-to-back. That's it. And Finney-Smith, we know, is at least locked in as a 30-minute a night plus starter, and maybe he pops off in one. So for that value, yes. Have I watched Jimmy High Roller's videos at all? No, I have not. I've honestly, no offense to them, I've never even heard of it, so I need to go and have a look at that. You traded away Michael Porter to get Malcolm Brogdon and Royce O'Neal, 12-team 9K. I don't like that move at all. Really, they're two fringe guys. O'Neal's been pretty good, but I think they're fringe players. And Porter can be a top 70 guy. I wouldn't have done that move. You got to activate Kawhi today. Do you, though? Do you have to activate Kawhi today? I probably wouldn't if he's going to play 22 minutes. But anyway, the question says, do you drop Trey Murphy or Cam Payne in a 10-team points league? Look, that's rough because I would tell you that Payne and Murphy probably score more fantasy points than Kawhi does today. That would be my guess with the absences of Ingram and Jones, or likely absences of Ingram and Jones, and the absence of Chris Paul. Yeah. I would probably drop Payne. But look whether you actually have to. Do the rookies' value on tanking teams go up as the season goes on? Usually, yes. As a little bit more priority goes to them and they improve their game. So, yes, usually. So I'm a little bit cautious about where Keegan Murray goes. Well, I think he'll improve. They've no real incentive if they're playing to win and to get playoff games to push him into this larger role just because. Name the only former All-Star player to play with both Michael Jordan and LeBron. Who the hell is that? All-Star player? I don't know. Who is it? Tell me who it is. I cannot think back that far. My favorite NBA player all time and current. I don't know. I don't really have like a favorite player necessarily. I couldn't tell you because I don't really have one. What's the go with Marvin Bagel's minutes? Oh, that's good, Bagel. What's the go with it? He's a bad defender, and they pull him off giggity when he struggles defensively. Like he's going to go back and forward because he struggles defensively. He's a black hole offensively. And there'll be nights where he's got it going, but when he's taking bad shots and the defense is suspect like it is every game and it's not being offset by offense, he'll just get benched. That's what you should expect. And that's why the minutes are up and down every game. Should Jabari Smith be rostered in an 8-team league? In an 8-team league. Assuming it's a standard, it's like 100 players. Yes. Yes, I think so. Antoine Jameson, is that the right answer? It sounds right. He obviously played with Bron. And I assume he was there in the Wizards at the Jordan times. Okay, that's good. Kemba is active today. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens. He's available to play, but may not get any run. Christian Wood is in as well, so we got that one. We don't have any updates on the Heat yet, unfortunately. Walker will get minutes if the situation presents itself. What does that mean? Anyway, so it means he's not going to be in the regular rotation. Why are Şengün's minutes being cut short lately? I've talked about this quite a bit. It's because old mate Stephen Silas is terrible. That's not the official. He doesn't say, look guys, I'm limiting his minutes because I'm a dreadful coach. What he says is, I want a lob threat to play with Porter and Green, and Bruno Fernando is that guy. I mean, sure. Should we be concerned about De'Aaron Fox's production, or will it improve a decent amount? Like I was warning you and shouting it from the hilltops that De'Aaron Fox was going to drop off. I told you a million times that it was going to drop off. And now it's at the other side of things where it's going to improve from where it is. So should you be concerned? No. But unless you had those ridiculous expectations of where he was at the start of the season, he's going to settle in at about the right area in that 35 to 45, 50 range. Like he's better than he is at the moment, but he's significantly worse than he was 2 weeks ago. Is Bol Bol the biggest sell high of the season, or is he too legit to not get minutes now? Is he too legit? I don't know. He's still really bad defensively. And he's still, I think there's just a lot of fascination with what Bol does, and it maybe obscures some of his actual real-life value. Has he proven that he can be a solid NBA player in this little 20-game period? Yeah, absolutely he has. Like he's been really solid in that playing time, but I think people overvalue a little bit of what he's done. He will still get minutes, but the problem is we've got Carter out, Harris out, Suggs out. I guess you could call Voldemort in that mix as well. KK's out. And I just don't think he's going to play as many minutes. He will still get some minutes, and he'll be ahead of Bumba. He'll probably be ahead of KK. He's been significantly better than both of those players this season. But him getting 27 a night doesn't feel realistic to me. Will Nembhard be valuable when Halliburton comes back? He was pushing value anyway. My problem's going to be what happens when Duarte returns. But I think he can have some value when... I had him as a stream guy before the Halliburton injury news. So yes, I think he can have some value. Is Brandon Clark a pickup? I wouldn't have thought so. Steven Adams is back, so that means that Brandon Clark plays less than 20 minutes behind Steven Adams. Do I think Giddey will improve this season, or is Shea killing his impact? I don't really think it's got much to do with Shea, to be honest. Giddey just hasn't performed to his level. His shooting hasn't really taken a step forward. I think he can improve, but I don't really think that it's Shea related. Is Melton a waiver wire player now with Harden back? We need to find out who's going to start. Whether it's going to be Milton or whether it's going to be Melton. Remember, Maxey is still out, so there's still a starting spot there. I would think that Melton can still retain value, but we do not know that yet. Do I think Seth Curry can get back to last year's Nets numbers? No, I do not. Do I think Silas cuts Şengün's minutes because of his poor defense? I think that is part of it. I think some of his poor defense is a little bit overstated. I'm sure that's in Usman Garuba is definitely a better defender. Bruno Fernando probably is a better defender, but I don't really know that should be the solution to what the problem is that Silas thinks there is. Like, let him play out there and get better. Like, that should be the aim, I would have thought. Well, there you go. So it wasn't Antoine Jameson if he didn't play with Jordan. Someone just made a guess. There you go. It wasn't them. So who is the guy? Has anyone given us that answer yet? Harden is on a minutes restriction. Yes. Got 4 minutes to go here. What are my thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo signing? All I saw, mate, was inside in Saudi Arabia. Is that what happened? Is EPM a good reflection of potential dynasty value? Asa Parker Bernstein asks. I tried to do some studies on this in the off-season, and it wasn't really... What did I use? Maybe I used Raptor. It might have been EPM, I don't remember. And from what I remember, it wasn't very statistically significant. But I'm hoping I can do a little bit more on that in the off-season. But it wasn't statistically significant when I looked. Martin, I know you're taking the piss, but I know people say this all the time that I'm mad that I've got Şengün on my roster. I have Şengün on 0 fantasy teams. 0. And I've never once in my life criticized a coach or a player or anything based on my own fantasy team. I just don't do it. Larry Hughes? Maybe? I actually don't know. What are my favorite 9-cap builds for winning in fantasy or having fun? I don't think there's any such thing as, what's your favorite one? It's the ones you have, you can just got to be able to adjust. It's not like this is the one to go for, right? I just don't think that's how it works, or you focus on this build because this is the most fun or the most successful. I don't think any of that works, really. Did I watch the Brazil game? I did not. I heard that they popped in a few big goals. What was the final score in that one? Aldama or Grant Williams tonight on Draft Stars? Don't know salary there, Trenner, but I'll probably take Aldama. Stackhouse, there you go. Thank you. That is the answer, is it? What are my thoughts on Devin Vassell in the points league? He plays for the Spurs and he gets fantasy points. I'm not really sure what you're asking me. It's a good question. How much fab do you recommend saving up for the playoffs? You want some, obviously. I would think you'd want at least like 40% of your budget, because streaming is vitally important in the playoffs. 4-1, Brazil 1. There you go. Thank you. I don't always answer the dumb questions. The Squatch. See, I'm answering yours, unless you think yours is a dumb one. Who's the drop in a 12-team punt field goal league? Jared Vanderbilt, Gary Trent, or Josh Hart? Well, it's Vanderbilt. Like, his value basically comes from field goals. Trent gets a big boost without field goals, so it's probably not him. I think it's probably Vanderbilt in that situation. Toby Harris or Jaren Jackson? Like, to me, it is very clearly Jaren Jackson. Like, it's not remotely close in that situation. And we've got one more question before we get out of here. What have we got? What can we do? Do I think Giannis will play more minutes with Lopez and Allen out? No, I don't. They're playing the Magic. They should smash them. I don't think any of his minutes are impacted by Lopez and Allen being out. I think he'll just do what he does, and that's about it. And guys, that'll do it for me today. Hit a thumbs up on the way out. Subscribe. We'll be back later on with a full recap show of today's action. I'll see you guys later.